All right, so we're gonna roast some Rwanda. And I'm gonna do a lower temp finish roast. So light roast coffee. And we're just weighing it out. So do a 12-pound. We'll do a 12-pound roast. Lower temp roast, so they're like brighter flavors, no smokiness or roastiness in them. And so it's generally is a quicker roast. So, you know, like I want the drum to be hot and ready to take on heat. Kind of like how you would think of a cast iron skillet if you're cooking with it. And you know, you think about airflow and how fast is the air moving, how hot is it, what am I about to put in, how much. Start. I'm gonna add some heat, nothing crazy, just heat. Halfway, medium. I just kind of I'm looking for the environment to like equalize. So I'm just gonna let it be and kind of record batch stuff. All right, Rwanda, low temp, 12 pounds, 395 start, 50% airflow, and I don't know, 3.5 inches of gas. That's it. All right, so we're just gonna like listen. Sounds silly, but like the airflow, how the sound of them roasting tells you information. So you just wanna listen. And so like for me, I'm looking at these numbers all the time. 1 minute in, 212, 401. And I'm looking at like the temperature of where the beans, you know, in the environment, the difference, the time, and the airflow. And okay, I'm gonna push this roast. So I'm going up to 6 inches, 126, 193, 408. I'm 6 inches. So I feel like I can push these things that are warming up. I'm gonna back off to like 5.5, 142. I'm looking at like how fast is the heat rising in the environment, what's happening in the drum. I want to push the beans, but I don't want to push them too hard. I want to push them as hard as I can get without things begin to fall off if you push beans too hard, like either because you roast so fast or because you roast so long. There is a space in there where you're roasting as fast as you can. So, you know, and that's something you just have to feel out. You just have to. So I'm gonna begin to just make a pretty drastic move on my gas where, all right, 243, 220, 450, and I'm going down to 3.9, but I'm gonna keep dropping the flame. It's just pulling the gas, pulling it down, 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 and you can hear it change. And you kind of keep going. I'm gonna level out the environmental temperature is what I'm bringing the gas down for. And then I'm just gonna begin to let the bean develop. Just sit in this time at this temperature for this duration. And then I'm gonna like decrease it again and let them coast out for 1 minute and 46 seconds. It's like, that'll end up being what it is, but it's just kind of like, it's right around, like, everything is connected, you know? When you're changing the flame and the airflow now, that is affecting time and development later. So it's like a weird, and then you have the thing that's between those forces, which is these beans. You're like, these beans are between those like two drastic different energies, and how fast you transfer it between them, or what changes. And the thing that's crazy to me is that the taste of the beans totally change, completely change, based upon how you transfer energy, like how you roast them, it's like that is so essential and crucial or determinative. 441, 299, 459, and it's yellow, and I'm gonna like back it off again. So the beans are 5 minutes, 308. So like totally different, but they're really taking on the heat really nicely. 516. 316, 451, 1.2. Okay, so the beans are like taking on the heat. Environmental temperature is dropping, and I have to like resist that from taking too long. I don't want this to be a fast roast, but it has to be in there long enough. So I peaked at a environmental temperature, and then it dropped lower, and now I'm like stopping it at a certain point here. And then there's gonna continue to be an equilibrium between the bean temperature and the environmental temperature. So everything I'm trying to like stretch it out, draw it out, let it develop. The air's in a good spot. You want to check your air. And yeah, here's our exit thermocouple. You know, this is the original one that came on the machine. And then this air is like a baffle. I mean, and as you adjust this, more or less air is allowed to go through at whatever force. So when you have it choked all the way up, you're building a lot of pressure. Heat transfers differently to the bean. When you open it up and you're moving a lot of air, different, the flame setting totally affects how that environment in here reacts to heat and what the beans do. So it sounds like a lot, but really it's like, let your roaster breathe, but don't make it pull too much air. It's not, you don't want it too much. All right, we're just about at, so we have this is the time, and then the temperature of the bean, and then the temperature of the environment, and then what did I do, or what happened, like yelling first crack. So yeah, so. Whew! Holy smokes! This is a killer batch, man. This is gonna be great. That was crazy. All I'm saying is, like, you guide like by sensing the whole way through, and then at the very end you're smelling what's going on. Like, what do these smell like? How developed are they? What are the characteristics? So you have like the actual aroma, and then you have like how fast is the air coming out of these things while you're roasting. And you're just taking notice of what's going on, finding a good spot, dropping it. And for me, that's when I record the finished roast temperature. Well, anyways, I just smelled these, and I was like, insane. That was like such an incredible smell, but it was like, that bean is saying, I am ready to be drank. All right, sweet, we got you. This is really clean coffee. I mean, I'm gonna pick out another one of my little roasting chunks, but there's not really Quakers or, so something like this. You have this one right here where it's pretty different color from the other ones. So sometimes just the skin that's left, sometimes it's a Quaker. But I like to pull them out, and then you kind of wait for it to cool off for a little bit, see how long that you're cooling down for, and we're just gonna stop the blades and let them cool off. Yeah, cool.